Dear learners, let's discuss on planning e-commerce initiates and linking objectives to business strategies. Introduction. Smart companies are realizing that they need to take advantage of the web in order to increase their market shares and profits. Unfortunately, e-commerce is similar to traditional business in one regard. Most e-commerce initiatives will underperform or fail in their first year. 2 points are critical for e-commerce strategy: planning and execution. While setting the objectives for an electronic commerce initiative, one ought to look at the strategic role of the project, its intended scope, and the resources available for executing it. Learning objectives. By the end of this module, you will have an idea about how to plan e-commerce initiatives, managing electronic commerce implementations. Let's see how to plan an e-commerce initiate. Identifying the objectives is the significant step in planning electronic commerce initiates. Identifying objectives. Businesses undertake electronic commerce initiatives for a wide variety of reasons. Generally, they aim to accomplish these objectives through electronic commerce by increasing sales in existing markets, opening new markets, serving existing customers better, identifying new vendors, coordinating more efficiently with existing vendors, or recruiting employees more effectively. The types of objectives vary with the size of the organization. For example, small companies might want a website that encourages site visitors to do business using existing channels rather than through the website itself to reduce the cost of the site. A site that offers only product or service information is less costly to design, build and maintain than a site that offers transaction handling, bidding, communications or other capabilities. Expected benefits and costs of meeting the objectives should be analyzed while allocating resources for electronic commerce initiatives. The risks inherent in the electronic commerce initiative should also be considered and compared to the risk of inaction. That is, failure to act could concede a strategic advantage to competitors. Linking objectives to business strategies. Businesses can use tactics called downstream strategies to improve the value that the business provides to its customers. Alternatively, businesses can pursue challenging strategies that focus on reducing costs or generating value by working with suppliers or inbound shipping and freight service providers. The web is a tremendously attractive sales channel for many firms. However, companies can use electronic commerce in a variety of ways to do much more than sell. They can use the web to complement their business strategies and improve their competitive positions. Electronic commerce opportunities can inspire businesses to undertake activities such as building brands, enhancing existing marketing programs, selling products and services, improving after-sales service and support, purchasing products and services, managing supply chains, operating auctions, building virtual communities and web portals. Measuring benefits. Some benefits of e-commerce initiatives such as increased sales or reduced costs are tangible and easy to measure. Other benefits such as increased customer satisfaction are intangible and can be much more difficult to measure. When identifying benefit objectives, managers should try to set objectives that are measurable, even when those objectives are for intangible benefits. For example, Success in achieving a goal of increased customer satisfaction might be measured by counting the number of first-time customers who return to the site and buy. Many companies create websites to build brands or enhance their existing marketing programs. Such companies can set goals in terms of increased brand awareness as measured by market research surveys and opinion polls. Companies that sell goods or services online can measure sales volume in units or dollars. In measuring either brand awareness or sales, a complication that occurs is that the increase in sales can be caused by other things that the company is doing at the same time or by an overall improvement in the economy. A good marketing strategy or a consulting firm can help a company sort out the effects of marketing and sales programs. Now let's compare benefits to costs. Most firms have procedures that call for an assessment of any major expenditure of funds. These major investments in equipment, personnel and other assets are known as capital projects or capital investments. The techniques that firms use to assess proposed capital projects vary from very simple calculations to complex computer simulation models. However, regardless of the complexity of the technique, it always reduces to a comparison of benefits and costs. If the benefits exceed the costs of a project by a snug margin, the company invests in the project. Return on investment. Some techniques for capital project evaluation are the payback method, the net present value method, or the internal rate of return method. These evaluation approaches are called return on investment, that is ROS techniques, because they measure the amount of income that will be provided by a specific current expenditure. ROI techniques provide a quantitative expression of a snug benefit to cost margin for a particular company. They can also mathematically adjust for the reduced value of benefits that the investment will return in future years. The benefits received in future years are worth less than those received in the current year. Although most firms evaluate the expected value of electronic commerce initiatives in some way before approving them, they look at these projects as absolutely inevitable investments. Thus, businesses might not subject these initiatives to the same close examination and rigid requirements as other capital projects. These firms fear being left behind as competitors stake their claims in the online marketplace. Many firms are willing to invest large amounts of money with few near-term profit prospects, since the value of early positioning in a new market is huge. Now let's discuss how to beat the competition. Competitive analysis is one of the important factors most businesses overlook while building a new solution or migrating to a different one. It can offer useful insights which can help in making strategic business and technology decisions. The first logical step would be to identify the real competitors. Companies operating in the same geographic location, selling same products and services may not necessarily be top competitors. Using certain keywords on popular search engines like Google, Yahoo and Bing can reveal those ranking well against you. This should be done on a regular basis to keep a track of your competitors. Secondly, figure out the technology used by competitors on their sites. There are several online tools available that give various statistics about the technologies used on a website. This can even help to stumble upon certain useful techniques that are not currently used in your website. The next thing to do is to compare the features and functionalities that the competitors are offering on their sites. This is particularly useful for someone who is new to e-commerce, though it can also come in handy if you are transitioning to a new solution or redeveloping your website. The idea behind competitive analysis is to make informed decisions based on what's going on in the market and what your competitors are doing, so that you can step ahead of your competition. Address project requirements. Now it's time to define the project requirements. In this step, you will have to determine what exactly needs to be done in the development phase. Things like what features and functionality need to be implemented, what third-party integrations need to be done, what customizations are required, and what will be the roles and responsibilities of your internal project team. Document features and functionalities. Based on all the analysis and competitive research done in the earlier steps, list down the final features and functionalities to be implemented in the e-commerce solution. At this stage, prioritize the features. That is, what needs to be implemented in phase 1, phase 2 and so on. Listing the must-have features and nice-to-have features will help determine the overall project scope. Let's discuss about third-party integrations now. Keep an account of the third-party integrations to be done on the site and inform vendors well in advance about the requirements in order to avoid any functionality or compatibility issues later on. Extensions and customizations. The next step is to identify the necessary extensions and the kind of customizations that are to be done to build a reliable and effective solution. Customizations can be time consuming and challenging, so figuring out the requirements well in advance can help avoid error later. The next step is to define internal roles and responsibilities. Defining internal roles and responsibilities is also a key part of defining project requirements. This includes assigning internal point of contact for taking technical decisions, figuring out who will conduct the design and development review, who will be responsible for data import, and who will have the final sign-off authority on the project. Next, define a realistic timeline. Don't expect exceptional results in a short time. The ideal thing to do is to divide the project in different phases and make incremental progress through the project. Investing more time into development will ensure higher quality, but that does not obviously mean that things can get delayed. Just assign a realistic timeline and make sure the project sticks to it. Next, define a realistic budget. The project budget is directly related to the types of features, functionalities, customizations to be implemented on the e-commerce platform. However, costs can be managed by using internal resources in activities such as QA and data migration if there are such resources within the organization. Next, let's see the data migration needs. This is applicable to the businesses that already have an e-commerce platform and want to migrate to a different one. Data migration can get extremely complex and challenging, so getting it right is critical to ensuring success in your migration strategy. Some of the elements that need to be migrated are catalog data migration, customer accounts including customer data, usernames, passwords, addresses, email addresses, order history, product review, and promotions or coupons. Next, review existing solution. This is relevant to businesses that are transitioning to a different e-commerce solution. the existing site or solution review should be focused mainly on SEO and site structure. The reason for doing this is to figure out where it stands at the moment so that when the new solution is implemented, it is easier to clearly distinguish between new issues, if any, and the old issues that were present in the previous solution. This can create an awareness of what's going on and if there's still a room for improvement. Now let's see what's SEO analysis. The first thing to analyze is the search engine optimization status of the existing site. After the recent updates by Google, the following can be analyzed: current keyword list and how to improve it, top revenue generating keywords and landing pages, current site rank and future goal, link analysis to keep an inventory of all the links, evaluate and maintain the performance by using tools like Google Webmaster. Next, let's see what's navigation and sitemap review. Review the website's existing navigation structure, sitemap, and the overall information architecture. Document things such as categories, subcategories, content pages, blog pages, sitemap, layout, and more. All this is required to understand what the site is and also to make sure no complex changes are made to repel site visitors. For example, after realizing that the site users are comfortable with left navigation, it does not make sense to change it to top navigation. In the end, knowing the website and visitors well will help in making wise decisions. Next, let's see what are third-party integrations. List down the third-party integrations that are already present in the existing solution. Ensure that these integrations work well with the e-commerce solution. These can include shipping partners, sales tax data partners, and other kind of third-party integrations. In addition, determine the need to calculate taxes and on what basis, that is city, state or country. The next step is identifying changes. This can be tricky as most of the business owners like to make big changes in their existing e-commerce site. However, that can become a recipe for disaster. E-commerce sites usually have far higher traffic than non-e-commerce sites, and most of the times the online shoppers get used to the order processing system or any other process on the site. Changing too much in the first go could bring drastic changes in customer behavior and buying patterns, and since the volume of shoppers is high, the impact will also be big. Therefore, it is advisable to outline the minimal changes to be made live in phase 1 and take it from there. Making incremental changes will help users adapt to the changes easily without affecting their user experience. Hosted or custom e-commerce solution. The next most logical step would be to select an e-commerce platform that is a right fit for the business processes and requirements. One can choose between a hosted solution and a custom or open source solution depending on the business volume and budget requirements. Hosted e-commerce solutions are probably the fastest and economical way to build an e-commerce site. Hosted solutions are off-the-shelf solutions and they have the following characteristics: low setup costs, easy to implement and maintain, cost includes hosting and upgrades are easy, limited flexibility, full support from the solution developers, automatic bug fixes, upgrades and new feature implementation, third-party integration with limited vendors. On the other hand, open source solutions are highly customizable solutions and require specialized developers to implement and maintain. They require high or very high setup costs for code customization, template integration, testing and implementation. Open source solutions have the following characteristics: complex solution, easily implemented and maintained by specialized developers, complicated upgrades and downgrades, great flexibility and customizable features to meet unique needs, support must be contracted privately, manual customization of code for upgrades, root files are accessible so any third-party software can be integrated. Next, let's discuss the mobile commerce capabilities. The use of mobile devices to access websites is continually growing and e-commerce sales are a large portion of this traffic. Hence, the next thing to consider is the mobile capability of the e-commerce solution. To step ahead of competitors, selling through mobile devices has become a necessity. Having a mobile version or mobile optimized version of the e-commerce site will help expand market reach and bring more traffic to the website. In addition, make sure that the e-commerce solution has mobile marketing features such as page layout preview on mobile screens, workflow notifications to approve and publish site updates on the go from your smartphone, trigger SMS and MMS messages when visitors sign up for special offers or take other action on your site. Next, let's discuss online marketing features. Any e-commerce solution is incomplete without online marketing capabilities. Things such as search engine optimization, social media integration, paid search optimization and affiliate marketing are some of the techniques that will drive the visitors to a website. So, ensure that the e-commerce solution has effective online marketing capabilities such as web analytics. A strong web analytics integration is necessary to keep track of visitors' behavior on an e-commerce website. Web analytics helps to get an idea about what's happening on the website, how the customers are using the site, and what changes can be made to improve their user experience. Search engine optimization (SEO) and pay per click (PPC). SEO capabilities will help increase the online presence of an e-commerce website. Making sure that the e-commerce solution integrates seamlessly with SEO activities will drive organic traffic to the website and keep it ahead of competitors in search engine rankings. Similarly, having strong PPC campaigns in place to market and promote products online is a necessity. While SEO is done to improve search rankings, PPC is a paid campaign that is run online to attract visitors. Keeping a right balance between SEO and PPC marketing techniques will drive relevant traffic to the website. Social media integration. Social media is the strongest medium to promote a business online. The e-commerce solution must have social media capabilities so that products or services get relevant mentions across various social media channels like YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, etc. Customers use social media to a great extent to talk about products and brands online. Therefore, social media tools on a website will make it easier for customers to talk about products and services on social channels. Next, let's discuss about e-commerce development partners. A development partner is needed to implement the e-commerce solution irrespective of whether it is a hosted e-commerce solution or an open source e-commerce solution. The following factors should be considered while choosing a solution partner. Number of implementations done by the solution provider on the e-commerce solution, types of clients they have worked for, do they follow industry best process and methodologies, have they won any awards for the solutions they have developed, certifications and accreditations relevant to the solution chosen, previous customer level of satisfaction. Next, let's discuss about feedback and continuous improvement. Once all the implementations are done and the e-commerce website is live, customers' response to the website can be assessed. Drilling deep down into the web analytics stats of the website and having a strong feedback mechanism for users to submit suggestions and feedback can help identify the areas of improvement based on those insights. The data collected through analytics tools and customer feedbacks will form the basis of improvements that are to be made. To keep up with changing customer requirements, continuous improvement is the key. It is an ongoing process that requires continuous monitoring of data obtained from analytics, SEO, social media and PPC campaigns to make continuous improvements. Managing electronic commerce implementations. The best way to manage any complex electronic commerce implementation is to use formal management techniques. Project management, project portfolio management, specific staffing and post-implementation audits are methods businesses use to efficiently administer their electronic commerce projects. We've come to the conclusion of this topic. Setting up the entire e-commerce solution from scratch or adopting a new e-commerce platform is not something easy. Most organizations have a wrong idea that everything will fall into place by finding the best solution available in the market. On the contrary, no matter how big the solution is, the success depends on how you strategize its implementation. Just like driving a Ferrari won't ensure that you win the F1 championship, choosing the best solution won't guarantee the success of an e-commerce business. It's all about planning the e-commerce strategy and implementing the solution. Hope you learners have gained insight on planning e-commerce initiates and how to link the objectives to business strategies. Thank you.